Okay, so when we are talking about the project systems, so first is we need to see the project structure. So every project will have some kind of a structure. So that structure will fall under these categories, either project, WBS element, network, activities, and milestones. So when you create a project, you need to basically form the structure using these elements. Okay, project is nothing but your kind of a title you are giving to a project, and WBS element is you are bifurcating the project into further steps. And network is it's a assignment to or integration to other modules, like for SD, or you can assign this for plant maintenance or customer service, or you can assign this for MM, like this. So activities will tell you what kind of activity you are going to perform, and milestones is what is your milestone which you are going to achieve. Say for example, we will take uh, a construction of a turbine. Okay, or we can say a construction of a big equipment or anything. So for that matter, so I will say turbine. Okay, so this is your project. What you are going to see as a project is, this is my project. I am going to create this as a project. And under this, I'm going to create a WBS elements. So what activities you are going to perform when you are doing a turbine, or what steps you will do for completion of a construction of a turbine. So first is you need to design how the turbine should look like, right? So then once your design is completed, then you will start building up the prototyping. Okay, and once you design and prototyping is done, so then you will start finalizing your activities, like whether you want to have components, or you want to have it as assembly, or you want to do it as a production. Say for example, I will do as a some materials I want to do as a production, and some materials I want to do as a procurement. So finally I have all the materials, and now I will do the assembly. Okay, so then
Okay.
you will do a installation. Okay, so then you will do for test. So these are all the activities you are going to perform to complete the construction of a turbine, and installing it at some customer location, or at a project. Are you clear?
Yes, sir.
So here in this case, uh, these are all we called as a WBS elements. Okay, so all these are all called as a WBS elements, work breakdown structure elements. This is called WBS element 1, WBS element 2, WBS element 3, like this you will call. So these are all the steps you are going to perform.
So in each step, we can see the cost, how much cost incurred on each and every step, sir.
Yeah, at each step you
Example, in the
will find
design
out
phase,
what
how
is the
much
cost.
cost incurred.
Yeah,
Yeah,
each
and
step you
in
will find
case,
out what is the cost, and what is the revenue coming.
if you want, if we want to do any modification during the design phase, for example, I want to add some other extra designing activities, all those things, then it is possible to add.
Yeah, it is possible to add.
Yeah, okay.
So again, these are all WBS elements. Now what we are going to see, we will create one network. So basically network will have a header element and activity elements. Header element is nothing but it will tell which object you want to integrate. So basically when I am going to create a design, okay, so for design phase I need some approvals, or I need some CAT or CAM tools. So those are all, maybe you may not be having authorization, or you may not be having expertise, so you will go for some third party. So network will tell whether you, how do you want to achieve that activity. So in this, we will again subdivide this into internal activity, or external activity, or service activity, or a cost activity. Okay. So these are all the activities you are going to do for at a network level. So for example, I want to do the assembly. So for assembly, what activities you are going to do? So whether you want to do it for internal or external or service or cost. So internal activities, again, it will be done by your own work center and plant. External activity, you will have a PR, a PO and a vendor. Okay. Service activities, your purchase order or internal, you will create just a purchase, your service activities. Say for example, you are doing the installation. So what kind of installation you are going to do? What your third party services are required? Maybe you need a crane or you need a forklift or some kind of tools you need. So those are all can be done using a service activities. Okay. And general cost is, it is not having anything. It's just only a cost activity posted to a GL. Okay. It's only general ledger. Sorry. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So milestones is, in case initially we discussed about the kind of a project.
No, sir, what is
So
the
we,
basic difference between WBS and network? Basic difference?
yeah, WBS is it is each phase you are calling this as a one WBS element. Network is how do you perform? This is a flow. Network is nothing but how do you
Okay.
achieve that flow? This is only just a step. Design is okay.
Okay.
I'm doing design of my turbine, but
Yeah, okay.
what activities you are going to perform as a design. So maybe you need to have so CAD tool or CAM tool or any other engineering tools to be equipped to complete that design. So that we will maintain at a network and activities level. So it is only
Okay.
just a structure. WBS will talk about your activities are performed, what kind of activities are performed is controlled under the network, and WBS is how you want to structure your project.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so that's a design phase. I'm into the WBS element of a design phase. In that, I will say, okay, I am having a design phase. I am going to do a design for my turbine, or I want to get some approvals for my turbine. So, but what kind of activities you are going to perform at a design? So, you first of all, you have a draft plan. You will go for a blueprint. You will go for approvals. So, you will release a final outcome. So, those are all you are
So,
going to do in the network. It's a flow. So
so for
WBS
each
element will tell, yeah,
sorry, sir, for each WBS element, there will be a separate network.
we can create
Uh,
separate network or we can create one network, but under each WBS element, you can have multiple activities.
yeah.
See,
Activities means network.
activities nothing but how you are going to perform.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah,
for
yeah.
example, you are repairing or you are constructing an house. Okay, so for construction of a floor or construction of a room, so what activities you need to do? You need to first acquire uh, the land for construction of a house. You need to go for approvals. You need to go for planning, building planning. So then you need to start the construction, digging the walls or construction of a walls and flooring, right? You need to put a cell, uh, like ceiling. So you need to do a lot of activities for completing of work. You need to do wardrobes, or you need to go for like power, electricity or water. So those are all activities you need to perform at your construction of a work house. So all these activities, what you are going to do for construction of your complete house are called as the WBS elements. But under each WBS element, like you want to go for 5 floors. So first floor, second floor, third floor, fourth floor, fifth floor, all these are all called as the WBS elements. But at
It is
each
similar
floor
to
level,
ASAP methodology. Yeah.
you can say ASAP methodology, but you can correlate to ASAP methodology. But here we cannot say this is ASAP methodology. This is something called as a project. It's normally how the
Yeah, yeah,
project will happen in the outside also, not only SAP. So this structure is
yeah.
followed outside also.
Even this can be used for software projects also.
Yeah, anything. Whatever you are doing, what kind of a project you are handling, the same principle will
Hmm.
work.
Yeah, okay. Okay, sir, you can continue.
Okay. So,
Yeah, okay.
so internal, external service and cost, you are going to define as a activities. And for again, say for example, we discussed initially, we have a multiple kinds of a projects. One is the investment project. right? And one is a customer project and one is a overhead project. So investment project is you will be only incurring a cost. So this is a project which you are developing for your own company or own purpose. So cost customer project, which is nothing but you have both cost and you also will get a revenue. And overhead is also just a cost. So for manufacturing sectors or sales promotions, there will be always a overhead. So you want to find out what is my overhead for at each level. So that's my cost again. Now, whatever we are talking about the milestones, so this is nothing but your customer projects. We normally use a milestone. So what is this milestone? Say for completion of my construction of a turbine, so I will take some 1 year of activity or 1 year of time period is 1 year. So which means, let's say starting from Jan 1st till 31st of December. Okay. So the whole project has to be completed. So what you are telling the customer is, I will be dividing this whole project into multiple phases, like 4 phases. So after completion of a 25% of a project, you need to release 40% of your payment. And after completion of another 25%, which is 50, you need to give me 80%. You need to release another 40%. And after 75%, you need to release my another 10%. And finally, after 100% is completed, you need to give 100% of a payment, which is the milestones. So how system knows is, after you complete the 25%, so you will trigger a milestone to the customer saying a customer has to release the billing for 40% of the billing. So here in this case, it's again go for a time and material billing. So for whatever the planned cost incurred for 25%, you will be asking the customer to pay a time and material billing for using a DIP profile, DP90, or you can use your SG route billing also. But normally we use a time and material, okay, because it will have actual cost. And after completion of 50%, another 40% billing will be there. So these are all the milestones, what we call in the SAP project systems. And the billing is handled using the DIP profile. Are you clear?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So now let's go.
Sir, I have one doubt, sir, here. I have one doubt here. For example, my time period is elapsed. For example, my time period for 25% payment, it is 2 months, maybe or 1 month.
Okay.
But my activity not finished. Then in that case also they will release the payment.
No, it depends on the actuals. Okay, so it's not
Okay.
based on the time period. So you said 25% of completion in the sense after you realize that 25% is actually done, not a planned value. This is actual value.
Okay. Then how to automate it, sir? How to automate it? Means how to exactly we have to know 25% is completed like that.
So 25% you will define in the agreement saying that after completion of a production,
Okay.
all the materials, I can define this 20% is done. So which means after this WBS element is completely released and confirmed, okay,
Okay.
you will say 40% of the work has to become value has to be released to the from the customer. And after installation, you will say, okay, I need 90% of the work. And after testing and for final go live, you need to say 100% is done, should be released.
Yeah.
So these are all activities, not actual cost, whatever is posted to the project. So that will be go for a billing. Okay. So, it's integrated with your CO. Okay. It is integrated with your FI. It is integrated with your CO. It's integrated with SG for billing and all, and it is integrated with the CS or plant maintenance in case when you are dealing with the service industry, and it is also integrated with your REFX. It's a flexible real estate in case when you are dealing with real estate projects, and it's also integrated with and even PP. Okay, so there is also new module called in the S4HANA system, Project PPM, Project and Portfolio Management, which is also advanced in the S4HANA system. This is inbuilt in the 1809 onwards.
That also will cover, no, sir? PPM.
No, that system has to provide. We will see once the system is there. and it requires some connectivity, I think. Okay,
Okay.
we need to check how the connectivity will happen. So once the system is available, we will just go through it.
Yeah, okay, sir. Thank
Okay. So now I'll just go into the project structures. So we create a project using a transaction called CJ20N. Okay. CJ20N is a common dashboard where I can create anything. Not only a project, even from this, I can create a WBS element. I can plan for networks. I can plan for activities. I can plan for milestones, any DMS integration, anything I can do using a CJ20N. So the main advantage of using a project systems in CJ20N is you don't need to go for any other transactions. Everything is available. So you just need to know how to use the CJ20N. Even networks, graphics, everything is available. Okay. So
you. Okay.
this is the transaction where you are going to see. So and in the CJ20N, first of all, I need to create a project using a structure indicator. So since we are all into SAP system, we know what is the number range, right? So any object for that matter, for FI or for CO or for SD or for CS, okay, so we have a number range for documents. We have a number range for documents, which means, say for example, if I create a sales order, okay, my sales document type is assigned the Vivo V8, either with the internal number range or external number range. So which means there will be a number automatically populating upon saving your Vivo V8. If it is the internal, if it is the external, you need to provide the number. Okay. So this is a standard. And for CS or PM, so we have a service orders, or we have a production, your plant maintenance orders, break uh, say for notifications or service orders, any kind of a document which you are creating also will have a number range. You will be just assigning the number range to the object, and upon saving it will just give you a number. So it also we have internal or external. So most of the cases we will go with internal number range. So there will be external very limited. Say I've never used any external number range for any of these objects. Sometimes I will be using for billing, for in case of Brazil tax invoices not are visible, or Argentina invoices. So rest are all we are using only internal number range. Okay. Are you
Okay.
clear?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah. I think your Kiran is calling you. Just can you see why Kiran is calling me?
Yeah, okay, sir.
Hello.
Sir, system is ready. Hello, sir.
System is ready. He is telling system is ready, sir.
Oh, okay, okay, yeah. So okay, anyhow, we'll just go and complete this. Then we will see the system. Okay, so when you are calling for the plant
Okay, sir.
maintenance and PP also, we have a production order, we have a process order, or we have a different kinds of other plant orders. So all these are all having a number ranges. Okay, say in the same way, when I go with the FICO documents also, we have a document number range assigned. And for CO also, settlement document or any kind of a postings, what we use, the backend we will be having one document number assigned. I'm not sure about the CO, but FI there will be a document. For CO also there should be, because when you create a settlement, there will be a settlement number range. Okay, or any other REFX, yeah. Flexible real estate, same thing we will be doing. REFX also. So we have a same thing in a REFX also. There is some kind of a document and the number range is assigned. But what is different from number ranges to the structure indicator? So in project systems, we will never have any number ranges for a project. It will be always defined at a structure indicator level. So structure indicator is nothing but always we have external number range. Okay, so this structure indicator will follow some certain standards, you need to just define the project using the structure indicator, and it will be always an external. You are not going to create the structure indicator for internal number range. Okay, so this external number will be alphanumerical.
Just like function location.
Yeah, same kind of a function locations what you use. It's also alphanumerical. So it has a x number range or n number range. So n will denotes your numeric and x denotes alphanumerical. So there will be some kind of a structure we need to follow. We will see the configuration when we actually go inside the structure indicator. Okay, so we are not going to assign any of the structure indicator. So based on how do you use this external number range, so the system will automatically pick the code. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So let's see if we can go into the system. No, sir, I think it's not connecting.
Kiran garu. Kiran garu.
అది పాస్వర్డ్ ఏంటి సార్?
No, first of all, it is not connecting to the desktop itself, remote desktop. So maybe some issue, I think. You can just check.
సార్ సేమ్ పాస్వర్డ్ సార్.
Yeah, it is now.
Hello?
Yeah. Okay.
No, sir, not connecting. You can see.
సార్ వెల్కమ్ 9 పాస్వర్డ్.
Welcome.
No, no, it is
9,
not
9.
password issue. It is a user is disabled. So this user is no more valid.
SAP user 81. SAP user 81.
Yeah, yeah, same thing. So you're checking with the vendor?
Yeah, I think he is checking, sir. Let us see for today. If it is like this only, we will go for some other option, sir.
Ah, okay.
Sorry.
సార్ ఆయన చెక్ చేస్తున్నాడు సార్. హలో హలో
చెప్పండి.
చెక్ చేస్తున్నారు, ఒక 5 minutes.
Questions and yes.
Chandu sir.
Yeah, anyway, this is a Zoom, no? So every 40 minutes it will disconnect. So ask him to just check, or else we will meet tomorrow. Same time is okay tomorrow also?
Okay, sir.
Yeah, okay, sir. Okay.
2 to 3 or even 1 to 3 also okay for me. So Saturday and Sunday we plan for more time.
Yeah, 1 to 3, sir.